Hey, everybody. All is going well. Make sure I got everything adjusted here. Oh my gosh, guys. Who is that? Hey, Linda. How's it going? Hey, Wendy, Diamond. Hey, Sue, Rhonda, hair curlers. Gosh, I'm still tired. Hey, November Rain. Hold on, let me put this fan on. It's warm in here. The air can't keep up. The air can't keep up with Hey, Shaka. I don't. Who are you? Or what did you used to go by? I know about it being 4 years. It's crazy. Oh, okay. I think, yeah. Charlie B. Okay. What's going on? So, guys, um, you know how I was trying to get a hold of Bill Shipley and I told you, like, obviously I knew it could backfire. I knew he was a part of this whole group, like friends with them all and stuff. So, but I don't care. I want to see what he has. I want him to put out this proof of me on the hill. He never saw me. So I'm going to keep asking that these people put out proof of what they claim they have and what they're, these people are telling people to say this shit. It's not fair that they're going around like and saying things like, oh, this person said this and that and this local said this and Chad Arnold that said this, but they don't show any proof whatsoever. They haven't shown any proof of what they're saying about me on the hill. This is a lot of very slanderous stuff that they're saying. They need to put out the proof or shut the fuck up. Seriously. All I'm asking for is a proof. What is the problem? Why do they have such a problem with putting out the proof of finding out who was up on the hill? You know what I mean? Why are they getting so mad and defensive when I try to find out and FOIA all police calls at the Wells property in the last 5 years? If you stand behind what you're saying, then put out the proof. Encourage Mr. Shipley to put out the proof of it and pictures he has. He just doubled down and said he has pictures of me. That's even better. Let's go. Let's go. I've never been on the hill ever in my life. I've been up there once to get the pup, and that was it. Yes, they're lying, and then they're saying saying horrible things about, oh, like something about Jeff Everly bike. That wasn't Jeff Everly's bike. Like, once again, they're confusing the freaking case. So, besides, anything that they're saying, they need to have proof. They need to stop freaking saying this person said this, or I talked to a local and they said that. That is not fair definitely not fair to me or Fred, and definitely not fair to Summer Wells. If you are going to claim these certain things, then you're going to have to put out some kind of proof to show it, or why you believe that. Just like making these baseless claims. So I want to know I want to see this proof of me on the hill. Put it out, please. Because it's not going to be me. And I think that people should be worried. If it's true that something like this did happen and somebody has pictures, they need to put it out. And I don't think it's fair that anybody base anything off of that info when there's zero to show it, or to show. I mean, they're just saying stuff. They're making baseless claims. And all they're showing is these fake accounts saying stuff about me and Fred. That's not proof. I don't understand the problem. Like, all I asked for was asked for Bill to find out who was really up on that hill. Why do they have a problem with that? That's just, you know what I mean? It would have had to have been him. If he had to have been on the hill, if he got pictures of me on the hill, that just proves that he was hanging out on the hill after Summer went missing. If he has pictures of me, then he had to have been up there, right? If he claims he saw me up there. Yes, they're talking out of their ass. So I want to see these pictures. So stupid. I would love to see these pictures. Hey, Ginger. Yeah, so please, guys, demand receipts when they're sitting there saying this local said this to this person, to that person about Fred. We need receipts, because every single time I show my phone calls, I show receipts of why I believe what I believe. They can't just go around saying shit like that. I guess because I was saying, hey, Angie, you guys, if you don't know who he is, you're going to be so lost. I can't sit there and go back on who Bill Shipley is. I'm sorry. It's like, if you don't know the case, I can't. Like, right now, it's too, like, he's just a side person that's been mentioned in the Summer Wells case. His girlfriend Kelly came on here and made a lot of claims about him, and he's pissed because it was my channel and I put out the crazy shit he was posting on Facebook that was public. So he's mad, even though I gave him an opportunity to come on here and talk about who he saw on the hill and show. Come on here and embarrass me right to my face. Show everybody these pictures you have. Wouldn't that be great to see Ziggy be like, right there on camera? Caught red-handed? Let's see these pictures. There's nothing wrong with me wanting to know who that really was that he saw. So why do these people have a problem with it? You know what I mean? You guys should ask yourself that. Why do they have a problem with me wanting to know who Bill Shipley really saw? And then they're putting up these comments of a Bill Shipley, which I wouldn't be surprised if it was him, because I wouldn't, because he's connected to these people. But he's claiming, this person, I guess, is claiming that he has pictures of me. So I want to see them. Show them. Show them, you guys. I mean, do I look scared? Seriously. He's saying another thing where he screwed up too. I would love, why don't they how about the haters get him on panel? Ask him who I was with, what I was doing, all the details. How about you guys get Bill Shipley on panel and you ask him and get his info on the Zigster? How about that? Let's hear it. Let's see the pictures. Let's go. Come on. Come on, big shots. Get Bill Shipley up there and show this proof you have. Also, let's hear all these recordings and everything you claim about all this stuff on Fred. They're going to be real mad when we have somebody who's going to be another channel. They're getting the lie detector test, the official lie detector test of Cotton Simpson, which is going to be the full thing, not that sample 3-page thing that was before it was even seen by freaking the TBI. That was just the tester, the sample of it. So somebody's ordering that from TBI for us, and they're going to do a show. They're going to put that all out. And what's she saying? Hey, Christy. Bill, I guess Bill's trying to say that he saw me on the hill or whatever. And I just want the proof of that. If you could get Bill to put that out, at least that's what the haters are saying. They're saying it was Bill that wrote this stuff and that is saying this stuff. Yeah, and then they're trying to say something about Jeff Everly was about the and that's not true. It was not Jeff Everly. If it was Jeff Everly, Fred would have known who it was, and he would have told on him, probably, because he's not, well, maybe he wouldn't have, because he's obviously he would have mentioned him. Fred's not very happy with Jeff Everly right now, so he has no reason to lie that it wasn't Jeff Everly. And it's something outside of the case that the reason why Fred has a problem with Jeff. It has nothing to do with the case. Yes, thank you, Patricia. So it definitely was not Jeff Everly's bike. I wish we knew who it was. Told on myself about what, Christy? I'm agreeing with what you said. I'm not going against what you said. I want pictures. I want to see the pictures that Bill Shipley claims he has, is what I'm saying. Get Bill Shipley, your cousin, to come over and show this proof, is all I'm saying. And I was agreeing with what you said about Jeff Everly. I mean, if you would like to come up on panel, you're welcome to. But people are not going to go around saying that they have this and they have that and it fly around here. You need to show it. They say they have it on me, so let's see it. And I wasn't and for one, and I guess Bill's upset with me. He should be upset with that freaking Kelly chick, not me. She's the one that put his business all out there and made him seem like the biggest monster. And on top of that, his posts on Facebook, I'm sorry, did not look very good. Right. I know she didn't know that's true. She didn't know anybody. Her information about around the creek, she doesn't know anybody. That's very true. That's true. She couldn't keep her that is true. When she was telling her stories, she didn't seem to. Now, the only thing she had was the only information she had about Summer Wells was what she claimed Bill Shipley said. That would be, but didn't she make Bill Shipley seem like an alcoholic and stuff? Fred told me he's never heard of Bill Shipley being an alcoholic. Never heard of him drinking alcohol. So why wasn't she trying to make him like out to be some kind of alcoholic? I can't remember. Maybe it wasn't alcohol. Maybe she was just saying that stuff that Fred got in trouble for. The bike that was broke down. The guy that was broke down. He's the bike that was broke down on the 15th was not Jeff Everly's. No. On the 15th, no. Now Fred has Fred, can you clear this up, please? There is something about Jeff Everly, but it was not that. Please clear us up before I mess it up, please. There is something about Jeff Everly, but it's not that bike. There was something. I think I do remember something about Jeff Everly, but it was not. But I need Fred to clear it up because I'm going to mess it up. So we have to wait for him to get back here. Hey, Diana. Hey, Whistle. And turn off that fan for a second while you do it so that people can hear it, because this is important to clear up. So what was it that did you? Okay, so can we clear this up? The bike thing. Go.
Is this your shirt?
I don't care. You can have it.
The bike thing. The bike was broke down. It wasn't Jeff Everly's bike, and it was broke down at Bill Shipley's brother's house at his driveway.
Yeah, so it's funny that Bill Shipley wants
and Tim was actually trying to help that boy when I pulled in. Tim and his wife was.
Now, what about the Jeff Everly thing?
That's where I stopped at Kayla and Jeff's and picked up that other bike that belonged to that Jeff had sold to
okay, so
Brandon Clark, and Brandon was wanting me to work on it. That's the bike I had when I come back to Ben Hill.
And that was for Brandon Clark.
Yeah.
Not for Jeff Everly,
no,
really?
It was a bike that he bought off of Jeff. And
so,
Jeff and Brandon.
So I could see why somebody.
Trailer.
Okay. So I could see why Jeff Everly's name might have came up with a bike situation. Wasn't it Brandon on the 15th had to take it to Sullivan Gardens?
No.
Sullivan Gardens?
That's where they lived on Lone Star Road. That's where Jeff and all of them were staying.
But you took. Thank you, Christy.
That's not Jeff's permanent address, but that's
he's mad at me. He's mad at me because of the stuff that was put out on my channel by that girl. I mean, I don't know why, but she turned on me immediately after she did that stuff, and that makes me question now, like, what is true? You know what I mean? because she came on my channel, put out a whole bunch of shit about Bill, and then acted mad at me that she did that, and now's one of the haters. So I know Bill's mad at me and stuff, and I understand, but I do understand. I would probably be pretty upset too if a bunch of lies was told about me. If that's true, if they are lies, then So that's why I was giving him a chance to talk, and also. But it's not really fair. He's going around saying he has pictures of me and see me up on the hill. I think we need to. That's very important.
But on the 15th of the evening, when I picked that bike up, there's like 15 people there, Jeff was there, Brandon was there, Marvin was there, Caleb, her mom, her sister.
I really doubt that Bill Shipley has anything to do with Summerwell's disappearance. Like, I really do, but I doubt it. But, he would have stories probably on Don Wells, and people know things about people around the creek. But, of course, he's still out in that area, so I really doubt he's going to really talk. Somebody said, what can you tell us about Brandon? Well, what Fred can tell us about Brandon.
What about the 15th?
Like, what about specifically about Brandon? Like, he's Pete Clark's son.
Yeah, he's Pete Clark's son.
Pete Clark is one of them that ended up dead a year or two ago.
But he didn't have nothing to do with Summer's case. He's dead.
Yeah. Hey, Dottie Lee. Yeah, I know it's confusing, guys. It's purposely done like that to, well, just like the two, now we have two Bradley Hayes, like, surrounding the case. Like, what the freak? You know what I mean? Like, it's really discouraging how people, well, on top of all the different players and stuff and all the information we have to keep straight, then we have people purposely on top of that putting out stuff falsely just to make Fred look bad or me look bad, or they're covering for somebody. Who knows what their intentions are. I thought he was Herman Clark's real son. Is he Herman Clark's real son?
Say it one more time.
Thank you, Christy. And I'm sorry that we've had words before and everything that happened. I know you were just defending your cousin. Hey, Sage. I'm sus of Brandon and Glinda. I know they're on that. Well, so is. I know Glinda's name's come out a lot around the people that she's around.
See, Glinda used to be married to Cotton Simpson.
Mm-hmm. But is he? I thought he was Herman Clark's real son. Says Abby. Is Herman Clark Pete Clark's brother or something?
I don't know Herman Clark.
Well, I guess if they're
the only brother I know of that Pete. I know Pete's got several brothers, but Craig's the only one I knew because I lived on Light Holler for a little bit back. I don't know, 2007 or so. I knew Craig before I ever knew Pete.
Also ties to Indiana. Yes, there is ties to Indiana.
Yeah, Brandon and Pete used to live here in Indiana.
Yep.
Supposedly Pete was running out of the area for something about a 13-year-old?
Yeah, did you hear about that, Appy? Appy, you seem to know what you're talking about. Did you hear about that? The story now.
That was what was rumored. I don't know if it's true or not. That's what the rumor was.
Yeah, Pete's deceased, so that's why. It's not. So he can't. But it was rumored something about a girl that he was ran out of Indiana, or. No, he's ran out Tennessee.
Yeah,
Came to Indiana. Yes, his brother. So you heard of that, Appy said. Well, I'm not, Dana. I think that you are. I think that you are do mean some disrespect. What the hell is that supposed to even mean? Nervous about what? Please show pictures of me on the hill. Oh yeah, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous that I'm begging people to. I mean, it's not the easiest thing to be on camera and, see yourself on here either. It makes you kind of fidgety and weird. How about you try it? Let's see you do a better job, okay? Let's see how you do it. Since you can do such a better job, Dana, I've never seen before, acting like you are, us in here. Abby said that sounds about right.
I mean, that was just what I had heard through that one source,
Mm-hmm.
The one that talked about Pete, though, supposedly talked into some details on something about Summer, but he never did really say. That's why we've been trying to get a hold of him and to do an interview with him about that.
Yeah.
Said he'd go into details and start crying and stuff, like he had seen something that day.
Mm-hmm.
But see, I didn't see Pete on the 15th nowhere, so I can't say where he was at or nothing. But I do know Brandon and Jeff and Marvin and several others was on Lone Star at a certain time.
Yeah, he did see those people, and so there's an alibi for them. At least during that certain time,
Yeah,
if you want to believe,
time,
if you believe Fred, Herman also fathered Johnny and Zach, is what Appy said. Pete told Craig, no, because T-Walk, it's not addressing them. It's not addressing them, T-Walk. What it's important for Summer's case that we see who this person was. If somebody was up there, one of these creators was up there partying with the Wells and doing what Bill Shipley claims, we need to see this, okay?
I mean, I don't know if Pete told Craig or not, but he had told several other people that he was getting some dope and stuff off of it.
Yeah.
From Sullivan, Gordon's, out next to Zoomer's.
Pete told Craig, or who would cry? He was saying that Pete would cry about Summer Wells. Is like what was like? I guess he would start talking about Summer Wells and start crying and going into details and stuff. Is what people would say. Did anyone come down from Indiana?
I mean, I don't. Brandon's
thank you,
kids
Brandon.
and stuff didn't come down around that time or nothing. It'd been a while since they'd been in, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon's baby's mama and stuff, her mom, they used to come in about once a year or so.
They have Indiana ties. Summer is said to be in Indiana by multiple people. Yeah, well, that's why they try to. We're currently in Indiana, and that would be freaking insane. You know what I mean? That would be insane. But I remember early on that being rumored. I do. That is true. Hey, Dottie Lee, member for 30 or 43 months. Wow.
I wish that one we could catch him to get an interview with him on what Pete was talking about.
Yeah, we've been trying to get the guy who claimed that he witnessed Pete like that to talk with us, but you know how it is. Like,
I mean, since his name surfaced on YouTube a little bit, he's kind of went quiet. A lot of them go quiet if their name's been mentioned on YouTube or anything. Won't tell nobody nothing.
Brandon stole off my dad's property. He knows to stay away.
Who don't he steal off of? See, they was living on Blackberry Lane, but they actually was staying on Long Star during the time Summer went missing, even though they had the camper and stuff on Blackberry Lane because they stole that uh, rail buggy from Beach Creek Market. That man lives outside Beach Creek Market, and they got caught with it.
Mm-hmm.
And they was running from the law at that time.
My dad used to know Pete Clark, Dickie Clark, hung around the Louisville area. I know folks carry and have pews in Tennessee. How do thieves keep getting away? He's been known to get on your freaking bike and just drive it off.
Oh yeah, he's pulled in at Zoomers out there and asked the boy if he could sit on his bike just to for his girlfriend to take a picture, and he just takes off on it.
Yeah. So yeah, he is.
Or Brandon did.
Yeah. Hold on, guys. Sorry, I was talking to my daughter. Because Miss Glenda was in on it too, maybe. I don't know, says Appy.
I don't know. I do know that's where I was going and using Wi-Fi and stuff around. I had actually went to Glenda's that day and used Wi-Fi, and nobody was home at Glenda's before I picked up that bike.
Yeah.
At Tim's driveway. I know they did follow the case pretty hard at first on YouTube and stuff. Because when I go out there, that's all they'd be watching, Summer Wells stuff on YouTube, on TV.
Isn't Glenda the one that was talking with PG? Saying coming up with that head in the box story?
No, I don't think that was Glenda. I think that was Brenda.
Brenda?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
Wallen or whatever.
I wonder which one it was I spoke to. I can't remember.
The same one that PG spoke to, the one that's got the youngin' with.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. I talked to the mother of the daughter.
Yep.
Yep. And she claimed to have heard something off of, you know, that she would know. I just. Happy said, which is weird because I've never known them knew them to give a piss about anything other than getting high.
That's it.
Yep. Fred agrees. So it is weird that they want to watch everything about Summer Wells. Craig's wife? Bernice. What about Craig's wife? Yeah. Very, very sus. It was disrespectful and dumb as fuck and ridiculous. Aren't you honest?
I don't know. I talked to you later about some stuff with Vernon. And who's living there now and who is supposed to be on Ben Hill at the same time, hiding out from the law.
What does Fred think about the bays?
He's a drunk. That's about it. He's like that. He ain't not doing nothing.
He's sorry that the dogs are barking. I don't know if you heard Fred, but he said that he doesn't think he had anything to do with it. That he just.
I mean, David did take and leave from when he tried to pull in Ben Hill and they had the road shut down. But when they asked to search his trunk and stuff, but that is way after a few days after summer went missing. Love you. From the roadblock like 3-something in the morning. He wasn't a roadblock. He just tried to come in. He'd go up there and he was drunk. And he pulled in. That's why he took off, because he was ready to go get a DUI. But see, him and Pete and Brandon was in on a stolen truck that Brandon and Pete had sold him. Sold David. He was some kind of a maroon Toyota. It wasn't a Tacoma. It was a Tundra. And actually, David got caught with it somewhere.
Yep.
That was before summer, or that wasn't mentioned.
Oh, happy birthday, Ashby! If my daughter just left. Yeah, birds of a feather, true. Yeah. Yeah. Well.
I mean, just like the horse that was running down the road with the sled and stuff, that was one of the first days that horse had ever been worked. And actually, that it took off from Jeff Everly and Kayla's house where it come from, because David had went out there to take and try to pick his car up.
It was David Bay's horse.
Yeah.
That one you guys saw on the news.
He'd actually rode it from Marvin's out to Kayla and
it was going home.
Taken because Brandon and his girlfriend had David's car at the time, borrowed that day, or actually the day before, and hadn't brought it back yet. And he went out there to take and try to get it, and actually they had wrecked it off the bank at Solomon's Temple Church.
Oh my God!
And the law enforcement there, the news crew and stuff was still there.
And he went by the news crew.
And he got notified that they had wrecked it off in the field right there.
So did they total it?
Nah, they impounded it. The law did.
I mean,
it didn't total it.
Oh my gosh.
But he was drunk that day, you know. He pulled in at Kayla and Nims and got off and didn't take hold of the horse. And when he got off, and there's another dude with him, I ain't gonna mention his name because he ain't relevant to the case, but he was going to go back to Ben Hill, but the horse hadn't been to Ben Hill a few times. He's always kept on not exposed.
I just the mic to maybe right here. Maybe you can hear him better. But yeah, he is soft. But I'm sorry, he doesn't talk very loud.
Well, the camera's over yonder too.
No, it's right here. The camera's here, yes, but I switched the mic to over here now, so hopefully it will help. Her parents just need to come clean, because it was like when they was on the news and on Dr. Phil, they told too many stories. Yeah. I love that we have so many locals in here right now. I'm guessing Appy's a local, so too.
Yeah, the parents do know something. It's been planned all along.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my opinion, you know.
Yeah. It is, I mean, that is where it starts with, is the parents, for sure. Okay, cool. Thank you, Sage. I moved it to over here in hopes that it will be, and it doesn't help when the dogs start barking and stuff. He how his hearing is, he thinks he's screaming because of I guess, I don't know, because of your being deaf in one ear and not the other or something. I don't know.
It feels like I'm screaming all the time.
Yeah. He's completely deaf in one ear. Hey, Tracy. So, Fred gotta speak up. Old folks can't hear. Well, it's that's why I repeat him and stuff, just to try to. And I know you guys want to hear straight from him. Um, it's best hearing from him. I'm trying to think what else like we could talk about that's um needs to be addressed about all the confusion and stuff that people are purposely trying to put out. I don't know all what's been said because I don't watch it, guys. If there's anything that you want cleared up that's been said, just ask in the comments or here. If anything's been said about Fred or myself that you're concerned about, we'd love to clear it up. Or if you have any questions about something to do with Fred and the day Summer went missing that makes you question, then go ahead and ask. We want to clear that stuff up, So don't go around having these thoughts in your head and never addressing it, and then hearing it, that will. Hey, Missy. Hey, can you wave to the camera at least so people know you're really here and it's not like. Oh gosh. And this is not, I'm not living in a box now. This is my.
Don't lie. We've moved 500 times since I've been in Indiana.
Yeah, right. Would Fred describe what the real Don and Candace are like? Hey, Nanya.
I never knew Don and Candace that much, really.
He can only talk about what he's experienced,
I mean, Candace is always an alcoholic, always drunk every time you seen her. You'd always see her sitting along the highway somewhere, usually.
Doing
kids are playing.
Like, at Beach Creek or?
Yeah, a lot of the time at Blue Reef Dawns, there at that stop sign, she would park right there a lot.
Yeah. And Don, like, you had only seen him in all those years you'd been there, like really.
The only time he'd come, I mean, he'd come maybe 10 minutes or so every now and then.
One time he came down there when all that stuff happened with Jose. Oh, that gun that he had, by the way, guys, he's telling everybody it was a black powder. It really was not a black powder.
Yeah, it was a black powder, but he took a cylinder out and put a different cylinder in it.
So if cops would have really inspected that, he would have gotten a lot of trouble.
Well, they did. They threw it out of court.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they still threw it out of court.
So it was.
But he was one that was shooting at Grandis and Jose going up the road. That's why
he was actually shooting at Jose and up the road.
That's what he told me.
Yeah, well, according to Don.
But it was supposed to be in a black powder, but he had changed the cylinder out. The revolver.
Yeah. Why, Sharon? So they could just judge his every move and, twitch and everything he does, every single move he makes, so they could just judge his every movement like they do me. Like, Fred doesn't really like being on camera really too much. Like,
I mean, just like what Bill Benton had said about the Utah thing when he come back and stuff from Utah when him and Jose got into it. Supposedly, what that boiled down to, Candace was supposedly was trying to sell the house. Had done sold Don's tools and motorcycle and boy's motorcycle and stuff, and then some. I think it was Bill Benton that had actually contacted him and told him what was going on, and he was trying to get back because she was trying to sell the house. That's what Bill Benton had said. So whether it's true or not, I don't know. I'm just repeating what he had talked about. That was what the incident was supposedly how it really started. And see, she had sold him room Tacoma too, supposedly belonged to Don.
oh, there's something else to that story too. Yeah, so Appy said he had a pistol too. I saw it on cam when he got out of the truck to come question neighbors. Wow. So you know what? Also, he had cocaine on him that night. Or no, that was
the night that he got his
the
DUI.
DUI. He had a bunch of cocaine on him that night.
That night.
Yeah, that night he had a bunch of cocaine on him, and he
because
threw
the
it.
yard that he actually run off in at
Marvin
turn off
Simpson.
of Van Hill Road onto Whittaholla was Marvin Simpson's sister on the left. That's the yard he run off in, and that's where the dope was found the next morning.
They were high for days. He probably went back looking for it.
I don't know. Well, they took him in, didn't they?
Oh yeah, that's right. He did take it, or he did. But I'm surprised he didn't have a chance to really have anybody go get it. I'm guessing. So yeah, a bunch of cocaine was found where Don.
It was crack.
Cocaine, yeah, crack cocaine. Don said he told Mrs. Trent to come up there because CPS was supposed to come the next day. So was that the day Summer went missing? So Nunya says the way Don talked about his black powder pew pew being legal, I knew he was full of it. Just confirms everything I already thought.
To my house to ask me about the gun and stuff that he had, how to get it by and get out of the charges,
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't at first. He wouldn't say that. Yeah. He just let on like it was black powder, And I told him, I said, well, if it's black powder, there's nothing you get in trouble for unless they prove that you was shooting at them,
Mm-hmm.
And then afterwards, when he told me that he had been exchanging the cylinders in them.
Yeah, and I'm guessing that Don would come down there and ask Fred stuff because of that incident where you shot that guy who came down there and self-defense and stuff. But that's a whole other thing, Mm-hmm. Don goes out looking for trouble. That time the trouble came to Fred, that's a huge difference. Don goes out and gets into trouble. So why would Don need an elderly woman there when CPS came? Maybe she could have the kids, so the kids could stay with her or something. A lot of times, if CPS gets called, or they'll ask if you have anybody that could pass like an inspection that At least that's what I've seen on freaking YouTube on videos on like police cams and stuff. Yeah, Jody Sue has also made Fred seem scary or unreliable or just yeah. And I thought I was scared of him too at first. But like if you watch old Jody Sue, like like I if she didn't talk like that about Fred. She didn't talk like that about Fred until I spoke to him. You know? Um I was scared because I was thinking, oh, he's this big, this scary guy. And then I met him and I'm like, you're the guy that is supposed to be so scary. So I don't think they ever expected Fred to start talking to anybody. Little did they know Fred was, was asked by law enforcement to record for him, and I don't think they ever in a million years ever expected that to happen. And that's how their plan blew up. Also, Andy being seen on the road. Appy, have you heard anything about that from any locals or about, I don't know how you feel about Andy Bernard, but have you heard anything about Andy being on the road that day, like from any locals? Like, has anybody told you they've seen footage or anything like that? Because I really wish Chad's brother, the one who was killed in January 2024, is TBI investigating who done that. Yeah, well, his son's in jail right now, right?
Yeah, his son. Well, not on them type charges. He's on this.
I guess there aren't really. I mean,
I don't know how much they're really investigating. Talking about Jason.
Yeah.
I don't know how much they're really investigating Jason's right now or whatever.
Yeah, I know his mom really was trying to get me to cover his case, and she really wants everybody to cover his case because she feels like there's something like weird with it. She doesn't want to believe that her grandson had anything to do with it, but I don't know. He's kind of a shady one, so it's hard to say.
I mean, one or two things. He either had to clean the mess up or he wasn't done it. Because the crime scene was in the house,
Hey, Jessica. Is Andrew Hill's wife any relation? She's a Hayes. Not sure. I don't
know nothing about Andrew Hills or nothing. I never knew about it.
Ziggy, people saw him leave and come back in after work. That is honestly what everyone has said that I know. Saw him leave and come back in after work. Leave and come back in after work. See, that blows my mind. People getting killed and getting away with it. Yeah. Like what time? Appy. I guess you probably want to know exactly what time.
Yeah,
I don't know, Appy. If you know anybody who has footage, could like has surveillance of that day on Ben Hill Road. I know it's like a lot of people don't want to come forward and stuff, but
yeah. But supposedly that Don was out somewhere on White Holler Road.
So Appy thinks
with the gun,
Appy thinks that Andy was not on the road between 8 and 5. But I don't believe it because law enforcement knows differently. And Fred saw him on the road. I'm sorry.
I mean, they got footage of him on the road. herself. You know, I mean, that's the main thing. They got to do.
Do you know what color truck? Oh, wait, hold on. I only know of surveillance of Dawn coming to someone's house and sometime after Summer was missing. Oh, okay. Hey, Heather.
Light Hollow.
Oh, what in Lot
I mean, that's where it was rumored that he had a gun.
Yeah. I only want people speaking on what they know, so, that's fair.
I mean, that's what the ones that I talked to, Ruth, a couple.
Yeah.
Because they was him and Don and Pete was having a beef around that time.
Yeah. Fred, do you know why David Hayes I'm guessing Hayes was so upset with the Crawford that he shot at Marlena's mom at church?
Talking about David Bays.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they was shooting at each other out there at the church in Light Holler for some reason. I don't know what the deal was with that. I really don't know what the deal was with it, but they was shooting at each other out there as she was leaving the church, actually.
Right.
After church. I'm sure it had to do something with little Ricky on the summer.
Yeah, Fred brought that up to Andy Stoner to me before and told me that story and that there was like some kind of beef between
I don't know what the deal was with it, but Roy Light's one that told me was talk about him and Pete and Don being into it. Because when he was outside, he'd lay a gun around and stuff, or rifle on the truck hood usually. Because he thought I was Pete when I broke down or ran out of gas on a motorcycle right past his driveway. That's how the conversation got started.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know what they were all upset with each other about. It's odd, but I don't think David Bays is in that crowd or in that group of people in the friend group, really, though, of the shady people. He could be, I guess, but Andy was sitting there on the road that day on 15th by himself. Was Don there talking to him? If Andy was sitting there on the road that day on the 15th by himself, was Don there talking to him? Are you talking about after Summer went missing, Sharon?
Before Summer went missing, Andy wasn't sitting on the road. He passed at 165, 167, went in and back out with that blue truck on his ass. But for his sitting, I don't know him sitting on Ben Hill Road. Mm-hmm. I know afterward when I was recording and stuff on the 15th, him and Jody, their daughter was standing at the Bomber driveway when I was recording, and that's when Don had come in and pulled in at his mailbox and stuff and walked up and gave Andy out money that night. And then Andy and him walked away from where I was recording back to Don's vehicle at Don's mailbox. Mm-hmm. I don't know what was said then.
Yeah. But
that was the same day that Damien brought the camera down the hill and stuff and asked Jody where to put it up at, That's the only little bit I got him on recording, just him asking Jody where to put the trail camera up at.
Right. Kind of want to know more info on Marvin Simpson. When was he on the hill around the 15th?
Marvin Simpson?
Yeah, that's
Marvin. I don't know if he's ever been on the hill. As far as I know, I don't know nothing about him. Been on at Don's ever.
No, I don't think he is one of the group of people that hung out with. Well,
but he was several that was going up there until after.
Yeah, but he was. Now Marvin Simpson is is cousins with Cotton Simpson, and they were close as children.
Yeah, they was growed up together.
Um, but that's the only connection that we know as far as like Marvin to some of these people, really, right? I'm trying to think what else.
Yeah, Marvin is part of the Simpsons that's up on the mountain. He was raised up there. See, that's why I tried to get Ryan to get up with him to show him exactly where the caves was, because I didn't know where the caves was on Law Run or nothing, but Marvin did. Because they run around together all their life, Marvin and Cotton. And see, that's how I even found out that Cotton had even passed away, was through Marvin and Haskell. They come and the next day and asked if I'd heard anything about it. I don't know. And they was telling me.
Yeah.
I didn't even know nothing about it until they told me. And that's how I found out about the details, that they give me the lie detector on.
Right.
And supposedly Big Joe Simpson's one that told them. And supposedly that's where he was found, behind her camper up there, off in there.
Yep. So Andy Stoner said it was said early on that a Michael Dykes was involved, and he even addressed it on Facebook. Has Fred ever heard anything about him? And I thought it was a Daniel Dykes that MC had child by, that Marlena Crawford had child by. Daniel Dykes? It's Daniel Hayes. But he goes by Chad Daniel Hayes. Or his real name's Chad, but he goes by Daniel Hayes. He might have called himself Daniel Dykes in order to.
There's a Daniel Dykes that lives in Light Road in Hawkins County. Daniel and Brandon Dykes. But Michael Dykes, I don't. That's their dad, I thought. Mike Dykes, or Michael or Mike or something. He wouldn't have nothing to do with it, I'm sure.
What did Carolyn say here? Do you think Fred Summer is in Morrison Cemetery under a Morrison grave? And do you believe Sandusky met Chad? Sandusky met Chad. What's that mean?
I personally don't feel like she's got Morrison.
What's Sandusky?
Huh?
What's Sandusky? Is that a person?
I don't know.
Do you believe Sandusky met Chad?
Talking about Candace?
Summer met Chad? Summer met Chad Arnold? I don't know. Huh?
I don't know what they're trying to say.
Has Summer met Chad Arnold?
Oh, I'm sure that because he worked for Dawn a little bit. I didn't know that till after Summer went missing and stuff. And I found that out through somebody else that had been with Chad and stuff. I mean, it'd been a long time, They'd help tire trailers and stuff down for Dawn and stuff.
What about Candace? Oh, Candace met Chad Arnold. Yeah, I'm sure she has. Well, do you think Candace met Chad Arnold?
I just feel like she just pulled up on Chad when Chad was up at my driveway.
But did they know each other before then?
I'm sure they did. If Chad had helped Dawn and stuff.
Yeah, but.
And so,
Who had the red truck with the racks on it? Well, Jody Sue's mom had a red maroon Tacoma with ladder racks. And then there's the Overbays over on Simpson who had a maroon Tacoma.
He's got Jody's mom's is more red than maroon. But the Overbays, it's a maroon single cab with a black ladder rack.
Yeah, it's a black ladder rack. Black ladder rack. And that would be the proper.
And he was going in and out through the barricade at the end of Ben Hill. So if it was it, they most likely would have said something.
He was just driving around the barricade?
No, I said they would let him through in and out. If it was that truck, they most likely they would have said something.
Oh, right. Yeah, because he would have had to.
Because
So,
he had to go through them to get in and out.
right. He lived over on Simpson, so they would have saw that truck, and should have questioned him about it because, I mean, he had so they would have saw him driving this maroon Toyota
because
Tacoma.
I do know that he had been in and stuff after the barricade had been put up a couple of days after or something other. So because I was coming out of the holler and he was turning on to Simpson Lane when I seen him, and they still had the barricade up at that time. So I know that they had to see him.
That person is the person who has the area off of Simpson that Jody Sue, we think, I guess we can only assume that we think that she's talking about what you could spy from the wells from.
I mean, that'd be the only place I could think of.
Hey, Mama T.
I mean, she talked about especially after the power lines was cut, because the power lines come through by Dawn's and up by his house,
Jody Sue has alluded to Simpson in one that had assaulted Andy's grandmother.
That's Jerry Simpson.
Jerry Simpson is dead.
See, that's why they went and searched Ben Hill for Carly, because when they misunderstood for Jerry.
Oh.
That's why they run in up there for a few minutes of trying to search, because Jerry lived at the end there on Simpson Lane.
See how easily things can get so confused, guys? That's crazy.
They didn't search Ben Hill, but they went there probably.
Just because they mixed up the name Gary and Jerry? Holy shit, dude. We've seen that kind of stuff happen so many times here in the Summerwells case.
They was even reason when they come in and to Jerry's over there on Simpson Lane, when Carly went missing and stuff, they went nowhere, just maybe 30 minutes or so, seemed like, from what I was hearing on the scanner. And then they got a call that they had a sighting of Gary and that little girl, Carly, in a Walmart somewhere. So they was trying to get back to that Walmart too.
Mm-hmm. Does Fred think there could be any way a horse could have made it down the trail Summer's footprints were found?
Well, I mean, supposedly where footprints was found, well, they should have seen horse tracks, If her track was there, they should have been able to see horse tracks.
Mm-hmm.
But it was never confirmed it was ever 100% Summer's tracks. Because if you go out of Ben Hill and go down the road towards Rogersville, if you pass Dawn's built the shed up, the next driveway on the left is where they found the first footprint. And then the second one was on back that driveway up on top of that ridge line.
Mm-hmm. Says Dudley also spoke of another Jose that went to jail and left a stash that was gone when he got out and was upset. Does Fred know of another Jose?
Mm-hmm. I didn't even know of that Jose,
Yeah, he never knew of that.
I just know that Dawn had talked about the incident.
Now,
as far as me ever seeing him, I never even seen him.
So Dudley spoke of another Jose that went to jail and left a stash that was gone when he got out. So a Jose that had left a stash and it was gone. So is this some kind of a Jose, like an illegal Mexican? Because there is something about it wasn't Mexicans, it was like, wasn't there something about some like people, drug dealers around there getting killed or got their that they were like Mexican or something around the creek that were killed.
There was two supposedly that got killed and or they took her stuff. That's what actually sparked a big investigation, and the drug bust went down in Hawkins County supposedly
Back in 2011 or whatever.
It's 2009. Actually, when that
Yeah,
happened.
when those people, but I guess those people were killed, weren't they?
Yeah, the TBI was searching for them at the end of Light Road in Hawkins County around the cockfighting pit. And then they searched.
Yeah, there's a cockfighting pit out there in Light Holler.
It runs right the backside of Fields Road and stuff.
Maybe it was another name, not Jose. I'll have to check. Yeah, I mean, either way, there was something. I don't know which incident you're talking about, but there has been.
I don't know what incident they're talking about either. The only one I know about is I know TBI was looking for two Mexicans, that
were killed and
supposed to been killed. I don't know.
And had their drugs stolen or some shit.
Supposedly it was somebody robbed them from the crew. Had a shipment come in and took it.
Fred's sister told Fred did something to some Mexicans. Wow. She's lucky she doesn't have anything, because we would have such a lawsuit on her. So Fred's sister said that Fred did something to some Mexicans.
Actually, the one that is safe to say now, but Red Lawson's one that killed him.
Holy shit, dude.
Dead now.
Why would Fred be a part of that? Like, that was the situation that led to the big bust. Fred wasn't even a part of that bust. She's so crazy, dude. Oh man, nice try. My pupils look very dilated, really. Can you see?
They ain't dilated.
I know, that's what I was saying.
They ain't dilated at all. You're sitting in the dark, it won't be a little bit bigger than normal.
Yeah, I am in the dark. Yeah. People. My dad fought chickens when, yeah, they still do that around the area because it's very deeply ingrained in their culture. Hey, Jess. Fed to hogs? How would she know that Fred, if she knew such a thing, why didn't she turn it in? So Fred fed some Mexicans to hogs.
Whose hogs was it then?
Yeah, whose hogs?
I don't know any hogs. Only hogs I ever know, Dad, was one that Redmond owned around the time someone went missing,
Yeah. Because that would have been the time period she's talking about, would be around 2011 or 2010.
Well, with the Mexicans, 09's when they were searching for them.
Oh, 09, 2009. So, and then that's what led to the big drug bust in 2011 or 10 or something. And when all those people from the creek went down. So, yeah.
Yeah, they done a 2-year investigation on it, you see.
Hey, Chris.
That's why everybody went down. See, when they come out to make that bus is when they hit that Morrison.
Hey, Amanda.
Ray Morrison, Danny Ray. That's when Hawkins County was with them and stuff, and they took and run over Ray in front of where they was getting ready to bust, and they didn't bust that night because they hit Ray in the road. And see, Ray and Tim Morrison, them skin. That's why there's a beef between Hawkins County and them. That's why.
Yeah, and that Tim Morrison you guys talk about, if you look up his obituary, if you look up all his associates and stuff, like, I'm just saying, I don't know.
I mean, I've never known the Tim. Tim's always been a good person.
Right, but he was associated with some shady people. he was associated with a
Of course, who ain't
couple.
down in that way, you know? Everybody's
I mean, he
associated with
was
somebody.
involved in cockfighting and stuff, I think, but he wasn't involved in. I mean, I don't know if I'm being involved in any like serious stuff, but there's a couple people that on his like obituary that are some pretty like scary people. I know. Fred used to write a book on the holler for real. Well, we would need first answers to what happened to Summer. That's like,
That's a main goal.
yeah, that's what we need first is the truth to come out for Summer, and then I know I feel like it feels like a whole story like unfolding. It's crazy, even how we met and all that, and how we got married. It's insane. Who would have ever thought like he was with somebody? We were in totally different lifestyles. I hadn't been in the drug scene for years. He was with somebody for 20 years. I was with somebody for 10 years almost. So, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy how everything has unfolded. And the story would just not be complete without answers to Summer Wells. So we can't ever do something like that until we know what happened to Summer Wells, you know. Did you see some comment from Papa? Yeah, that's Bill Shipley. Claimed Fred was a serial killer and put Mount Carmel. A serial killer? Okay. And put Mount Carmel. No, we didn't see that. Tales from the Holler. Just asking no to get hateful, but make fun, Deborah, if you want. So yeah, that's Bill Shipley, and that's who I was speaking about at the beginning of this. I didn't see the serial killer comment or whatever, but I mean, that's ridiculous. I was talking to somebody today, and I was thinking how I've known Fred now since the beginning of 2022, very beginning of 2022. I have never once, I don't care what you believe or what you want, caught him. I've never caught him in a lie, ever. Whether to me about in our relationship, whether about the Summer Wells case. I used to catch my ex in freaking lies every fucking hour. I'm serious. So believe what you guys want. Fred's one of the best people I've ever met. He doesn't have it in him to hurt somebody like that. The only way he could hurt somebody like that is if they were doing something to a child, and and he was like witnessed something like that. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I could possibly think of that would spark him to get that angry. It's okay. I've had it was Judy Sue about going hog wild. Oh. Well, okay, so back to the beginning of this. These people who are saying these comments and claiming that they have pictures and proof and all that, and that it was me there that they saw, I'm just asking, please go ahead and put that out. I don't care whether it's here on a hate channel. Go do an interview on the hate channel. Let's hear all the details of when they claim they saw me, okay? I want to hear all the details because it's going to be funny because they'll just keep digging their own. They keep digging their grave. Let's hear of this incident where I was up on the hill, please. Let's do an interview of Bill Shipley of when Ziggy was on the hill. Like let's do this expose. Come on, haters, do it. Put out those pictures. I can't wait to see this. I can't wait. And also any and all proof of him being a serial killer too, because this is the first I've heard of that. Funny that Bill Shipley of all people is going to call Fred a serial killer, the man who's being investigated for his ex-wife's death. I do believe that part. If that was even him that wrote that stuff. But maybe I should stay quiet. Maybe his cousin said she's going to talk to him, so maybe I need to stay quiet. But anyways, I do. Yeah, that is true. Kids did spend the night with Clyda Trent. Well, see, what people don't realize is that we have the truth on our side. So when you're fighting with the truth, like, you're going to lose every time. Like, if you're purposely trying to lie about somebody and you know it's lies and bullshit, and you're just trying to put out a bunch of stuff that you claim you've heard without any type of proof or any recordings or anything, nothing to back it up. But yet I put out every single conversation, text messages, conversation calls of proof of everything. You know, it doesn't seem very fair that, you know, that people should judge on just rumors or things that people are making up. Oh, it's like this cat eye polish. It's like silver on top of the black. So, yep, did it myself. Yeah, but he just had to go have a cigarette. He can't smoke in here, so. Let me see here. Might end up going, I guess, in a second. Fred left the party and he's outside smoking. Dang it. It wasn't that. Oh, really? Huh. So it wasn't that Papa was green. Oh. Oh, okay. Thank you for clearing that up because that's important. Okay, that's really important. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, see, so what? It wasn't the Papa. Okay, my bad. Because I was gonna say I didn't see him really saying anything bad about Fred. He was just talking a lot of shit about me. I guess it wasn't Bill Shipley that was saying you were a serial killer. She mistaken. It was somebody named Green. I was going to say because that makes a lot more sense.
I don't know what Pete Court's
Thank you. Thank you. That's important. Pete. That is really important. And I appreciate you clearing that up because that's really important. That could be Green Eisen or something, you know. So that's just another crazy.
I don't know what Pete's real name is, but I just know.
Oh, it's okay. Us go. If it's not anybody like, I only cared because it was Bill Shipley saying it. But if it's just some random, I don't care to see it. But I know where Pete was staying. They was Stephen lived though, you know.
but it wasn't Steve. It wasn't Pete. I don't know. The Steve and I know.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't Bill, anyways, Christy. It was a mistake. So, my bad. I got upset about something that wasn't even something that he said. Go look under Killer Looks. Comments is kind of spooky. Yeah, Green Eyes is kind of spooky. That's my guess who it is. If it says green, he does come up with some like doozies, and he does say some pretty creepy things. That makes sense to me. That does make sense. Like that sounds like something that he would say. He's the one. He has said stuff like that before. So, yeah, and it was actually the most damning thing that was put out about Bill was done by Kelly when she told that story about Bill holding Summer's hand until he got his money or whatever. So I think that's like, he needs to probably, she needs to probably, he or she, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, because that's stuff that she was saying. He's mad at me, but yeah, Killer's videos are Killer Looks videos have been really good. Don't you guys feel sorry for people that have to be cruel to be attention? Yeah. Well, at least I know. I just keep in perspective where this stuff is coming from, That's why it's best, to consider the source always. Yeah, she made him look very scary. Yeah. She did. So, and then she wanted to turn around and blame me for it. Like, take freaking ownership of your own bullshit. Seriously? She made me think she was in danger and needed help. And I tried to help her, and then she tries to turn on me. Like, turn on me because why? Because, Bill's mad at her. And then she wants to blame it all on me. All right, guys. I think that we've hit a wall. Unless there's any Fred's right here, though. I mean, unless you guys have any questions, like we were on a roll, but then Fred stepped away, and we got off on a little bit of like drama again. So if there's any like last curious on what Fred thinks about the blue truck video recently shared by When Evil Entered. The blue truck video. I don't think he's seen it. I'm sure. I haven't watched any.
I'm not watching that much in a couple of days, really. I ain't watched nothing today yet.
The blue truck. Justice Will Prevail. That one. Hold on. I think she's talking about this one that we watched. Fred, do you ever miss the holler?
Yeah, I miss the holler. That's my home place. That's where I was always raised. I spent all my life there pretty much.
Yeah. Maybe once this all gets settled there, I don't know. Does Fred know Paula Long?
Paula Long, who don't
What
ring
is?
a bell.
What's the question, Rhiannon? Paula Long, no.
I know that Ricky Trent or whatever, his old lady's name, Paula, but I don't know if she's Trent or what her last name is. That's the only Paula I know.
I heard Laura say Chad Arnold drove a blue Ford.
Yeah, Chad does drive a blue Ford, extended cab, two-tone Ford. It's kind of a goldy silver on the bottom and blue on top.
Yeah.
It's a big truck.
I don't know. Maybe he does know. Chad knows something. I mean, he was hanging around these people, and we had no idea.
The 21st or something. Is
the
it
21st
17th or 21st or something like that. This one. I'm thinking 21st for some reason.
No, Lady May, we're getting the results. Nobody's got the results yet. We have to order them from Nashville. That was just what was the sampling. That was not even the results. That was 3 questions. Fred did questions. There was way more than 3 questions. So there's if you listen to my live at the beginning, there's somebody who's going to get the results of the polygraph, pay the $40 and get the results. And they're supposed to get back to me about it. They're going to do it on their channel. I wouldn't think so, because I mean, I would guess that he would be in jail right now if they found finding proof that he had anything to do with it. He just had Christy, he just had really, I think the stuff that he was posting on Facebook just made him look really bad,
Well, his Shuri's son and daughter was trying to push a narrative towards Bill more than anything.
Yeah.
Supposedly that the head injury and stuff come from her sons or whatever when she fell into that block wall or whatever. That's what Billy told me.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody's asked about the horse going up a trail. I mean, it could have made, depending on what the trailer talked about. If we talk about the dog trail or whatever, yes, they could have made it up that dog trail or whatever, but they would have been tracks,
Siggy, did you watch and screenshot the blue truck with canoe on top to identify the 2 people in the truck? What canoe? The blue truck with canoe on top. So basically, I was explaining that whole polygraph thing. That was one of the things I wanted to talk about today, about getting the results, the results, because the lady who sent it off and gave Fred the actual polygraph told him that it would be sent off as non-conclusive, or it would say not non-conclusive, no opinion, that she was not the one that was going to go over it. So she put no opinion because she was not the one giving an opinion on the test.
No, it had to be over by the Nashville office, and they 4 or 5 had to read it there.
Yeah, there was a few that had to go over it in the Nashville office, and we have to order the results from the Nashville office for $40. That lady, the reason why she put no opinion is because she didn't have an opinion on it. That's why. I know that they're trying to confuse people and make Fred look a certain way. And they've done a good job of it, but I think they're going to shit their pants once we get the results. And I'm not worried whatsoever or scared whatsoever at all. So I'm the one that asked the person specifically, called them up and asked them to get it for us, because they've got FOIAs and stuff like that before. And I asked him to do it and do a show on it. I said it would be it would get a lot of views. I just don't have the money right now. And plus I don't know how to do that stuff. I'm sure it's kind of easy, but I've never done it before. And I know this person has. So that will be once and for all. You could even that, if you read the document, it said that was a sampling. Does Fred know who was in the video that ran Scotty's schools off the road? Do you remember that video? No, I don't.
Mm-mm.
Didn't Kathy the friend get the canoe and it was her truck to be taken?
I don't know about that video or who it was. I'm not seeing it on.
Yeah, sure. Conspiracy or conspiracy. Would he take a private polygraph if someone paid?
Yeah.
Sure.
Most definitely.
If you guys want to set that up, if it was fair, when I'm done and done by a reputable company, and not just somebody, a friend of a friend of a friend, if we had somebody that was, yeah. Sure.
Be more than glad to.
So yeah, go for it. Somebody should make that a show, set that up if they want to pay for it or crowdfund for it and make a show of it. I mean, he's not going to go on your people's panels or anything, but he will go to the appointment to take the lie detector if it's, something somewhat local and convenient. Does Fred know Chase 423?
No, I didn't know Chase at all. Never knowed of him until out of YouTube. Started watching YouTube, and still I really not paid no attention to nothing about him really.
Yeah.
I just heard something about it at first, or the case or something,
But Renee, we wouldn't. I mean, we don't. If there's something easy to, even though let's say that somebody did do that, Fred will do that. I mean, sure, but I could just see these people. Oh, lie detectors don't prove anything. You know what I mean? Just like once we get
they
holler,
oh, they want a lie detector on this and this and this, and then once they do it, and then it shows up that they pass it or whatever, then they want to say, well, that don't mean nothing. This.
Yeah.
So
and that is, I mean, in a way, it is kind of true. Lie detectors are not admissible in the court of law for a reason. So in a way it's true, but I'm just saying, gossip, if there is somebody who wanted to do that. I'm not saying you specifically. I'm just saying if there's somebody who wanted to do that, that's a good show idea. You know what I mean? But we're not going to go out of our way to, you know what I mean? If somebody, or pay our own money that we don't have right now for something like that.
But I ain't got no problem doing one, no, as far as that goes.
Right.
On anybody.
Yeah.
Anything.
So I have about Granda's got Summer off the hill. Huh?
My chat keeps it going plumb off the screen and then pops back.
Oh yeah, YouTube's so glitchy. I've always believed Fred from was Ziggy's first. I believed him from the second I met him. but that could have changed. Like if I ever had got, if over time, if ever anything ever contradicted, do you think I would have ever continued talking to him? These people have had so much contradict. Now, we also got to remember too, things like they want to judge Fred if something he says, like, or his opinion on something ends up being wrong. They like judge him or something, like, oh, that means he's just, we shouldn't listen to him about anything to do with Summer Wells and he's a liar. No, that's theories and opinions, So the only thing that Fred is really, the real thing that he stands behind is that Andy Bernardo was on the road, and we just don't know why. That's the only thing that he's saying he knows for a fact.
Yeah, I do know that for a fact. So was it something to do with Summer, or was it something to do with hiding stuff before the law enforcement got there? So either way, they done know something.
What happened to? I don't know, Chris. Kelly beat herself up and then tried to say it was Bill. And she had herself on video doing it. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Aw, that's sweet, Tracy. I would never be with a person that I believe could have anything to do with a child's case. Like, I would be disgusted. So, or even if I thought that they were a bad person and hurt people, and unalive people, You think Summer was hit by a car? I don't know about that, but
I mean, you thought there had been traces of stuff if it had been her hit by a vehicle or something. You thought there'd been some kind of marks in a road or something. I mean, even the scent should have went to a certain spot in a road.
Oh, I'm sorry, gossip about the. So this has a yes, it does recline. I bought this off of Facebook Marketplace several years ago when I first moved in here, for like 100 or something. But my daughter has a nicer one. She has like I forget what brand it is. It's like the good brand that all the gamers and stuff have. But this one's, pretty much just as good, except the arm's off because, like, I would lean on it so much, and it just needs to screw it back in.
But it makes it convenient for you to get up out of it, though, the way your office is set up now.
Yeah.
Without the arm on it.
Yeah, but if somebody, like, there'd be no reason not to do it, though. I want to get that lie detector test from Cotton Simpson. I want to. I want surveillance of the road. I want the police reports of I want proof of who Bill Shipley saw up on the hill. I want him to put those pictures out. I would beg him. I'd pay him to put those pictures out. That's how much I want him to put those pictures out. I would pay Bill Shipley to put those pictures out of me up on the hill. The money I don't really have, but I would crowdfund for it. We would pay Bill Shipley to put those pictures of me up on the hill. Let's see them. Come on now. And I also talked to somebody about getting all police calls in the last 5 years that have happened, to the Wells property at 110. I asked somebody else if they would be able to do that. They said they once did that, and like law enforcement only gave they hardly gave anything. But I don't know. I still would love somebody if they could be able to do that. Maybe things would be different now. I don't know. You have to put it together. Gossip, the chair. Be careful of AI, right? That is true. AI is pretty good these days. I could see these people going to that extent. I really could. At this point, I could see them going to that extent. But that'd be, yeah. I want them to have him on the panel and give him an interview and talk all about what he witnessed and what he saw me doing, who I was with, like everything. I would love to hear it. Who Jay is. Jay. I don't know. He just went outside to smoke again. Dang it. Maybe he'll type in the chat. I would help pay for it because I know he's a liar. And she's calling somebody else a liar, not Fred. Trust and believe that. Cotton. Well, whose house was he found behind? I mean, I'm just saying. That's all we're going to say about that. We don't want to really talk about that. Here comes Fred. It's serious when you kind of start like accusing people of unaliving somebody, you know what I mean? But whose house was he found behind? I would donate $1 million to see those pics, says Bugsy. See, Bill, you could become a millionaire.
As far as Cotton, I really don't know what happened to him, but they did find a gash from back his head and stuff. And a certain person that they found him behind ended up with some money around that time. And a girl that was staying there too was that night at her camper is suspicious too because she ended up with quite a bit of money.
Mm.
And she used to be married to somebody that Marlena was dating, Crawford. Drove a red 18-wheeler that lived across from the soccer fields on 93.
Just because you got a dog from Don does not mean you went up on that hill. I did go up on that hill just that one time for just that few minutes. That's it. To get the dog, that's it. I don't deny that. And yeah, and they talk about, they made me sign some kind of piece of paper saying that I wouldn't talk about what I saw or hear while I was up there. I was up there for 5 minutes and there was a bunch of signatures at the bottom. It was not anything illegal. It's not this freaking official document. People want to act like, oh, I signed a, what is NDA? It was not, it's like a freaking, it was seriously, it's worth just about the same as the toilet paper I wipe, myself with. Sorry. And throw down the toilet. I know that's gross, but seriously, that's how I looked at it. Plus, it only covered the time I was up on the hill, which was like 5 minutes. I have never, ever again been up on the hill ever, ever, before that or after that. Never partied with them, never had a drink with them. I did meet them at Burger King, or I think it was Burger King. No, Wendy's. It was Grandis, Dawn, and Candace. I did, and me and my daughter did eat there at the restaurant.
Yeah, that's the guy that Marlena didn't want to talk about much.
Who?
So that was her personal life, you know.
Oh, the guy with
when
the
it was brought up on PGs.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. There you go. That's what I meant by
because him and her was into it. Marlena and that man was into it at one point. And Marlena and little Ricky would come to my house trying to get me to go and steal a bike off of him. And actually, I ain't even going to say somebody get mad in chat. I actually went and stole the bike.
Oh.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. See, the thing is, we don't want to throw a bunch of people under the bus and stuff like that, and about stuff that doesn't have anything to do with summer. But it's hard to know what does have to do with summer.
I mean, it is. It's hard to know what part that could connect the dot, you know.
Were you scared to death? Oh, yes, I was. I was scared. Like, for the fear. I was like, what am I freaking doing? It was dumb. But it's okay. We're here now. Grandis was there. What was she like in person? Her and Candace like were children. That's how they acted towards each other. In a way, they would stick their tongue out at each other, poke each other, tease each other.
Kind of cut up like children.
Yeah, joke around like kids. That's how that's their
only time I ever talked to was around Grandis and Candace and Dawn that one day.
Come on.
Got one boy had wrecked.
The dogs are barking, so you need to be over here because it's
his truck and stuff. And he'd walked to my house, asked if I could help him pull it out, and I couldn't get it pulled out. So we walked up Dawn's and asked Dawn. It was early of a morning. It was a white Ford truck. It was up in the winter time. That was way before summer ever went missing. And that's the only time I ever talked to or heard Grandis talk. And they was like that. They was cutting up, you know, her and Candace kind of acting childish like.
That's what
but they were smoking pot, so.
Oh, really?
And that's like 5-something in the morning.
You witnessed Grandis smoking weed?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Smoking weed.
I mean, not that I have anything against weed at all, but the thing is, when you mix that with alcohol, it really messes you up. Who drove the 18-wheeler?
I don't know his real name or nothing. I just know he was a Crawford, supposedly. He lived directly across from soccer fields on 93 Highway. Before you get the Zoomers and stuff.
Sounds like
the one girl that was standing in Betty Joe's camper that night that supposedly something happened to Cotton is the same girl that was talking about Dawn being at the end of that road on Blackberry Lane, watching her on the mow the yard for a long time.
She was claiming that Dawn was like spying on her while mowing the yard.
And that was the same day that he had come back out and tried to pick that little girl up.
Hi, Lisa. Oh, that's nice, Sage. He's a lot easier to understand now, you know, since he's got off drugs and stuff. And he just articulates so much better, writes so much better, thinks so much better. At the time, I didn't really notice because I didn't know him any differently, you know. But I know. Do you remember Dawn saying early in the morning of 15th at a red truck? Oh, about the red truck.
That didn't happen on the 15th.
Yeah.
At all. And that was Dewey Lemons that had wrecked that truck.
Yeah, why does Dawn try to say it was the 15th? Why does he try to make it seem like it was the 15th for?
I don't know. But his four-wheeler is still at my house because I was working on it. It was broke down.
That's what he was coming out there for, was to drop off that?
No, he had come and picked it up.
Oh, he was coming to pick up the four-wheeler. So that's how Fred knows about it. It's because
he had come and picked it up, and it was after summer went missing and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, quite a bit after summer went missing. I don't know why Don was implying it was on the 15th because it wasn't on the 15th.
Yeah.
But he's not that bright of a dude anyway, that boy Aaron.
Yep.
He was one of them. I got certain cameras and stuff out there. Brought me some more trail cams and stuff, and then had me set them up, and then it caught him 17 hours around stealing stuff on his own camera. And him knowing where the camera was.
Oh my God. That's funny.
I was gone, and he come, and it's our 17 right at 17 hours of stealing stuff.
Dang.
And see, he associates with Chad Arnold and all them. He lives over there and hangs out on the river.
Yeah. You guys, Chad Arnold, people trying to make it seem like Fred's like besties with Chad Arnold. That's not true. He does not think Chad Arnold's a good guy, really.
Abby asked him who Jay is, talking about Jay Bernard. That's only Jay I know.
It's just that he didn't know of him to be a pervert type that would have something to do with a child. That's all he said.
Ever even act any way towards a woman or a child, you know, in no sexual way.
Yeah. Just because he says that doesn't mean
Chad didn't even like to even hang around kids, really. He wasn't a kid type person. Chad wasn't really.
Yeah, he wasn't like straight up like type dude like Jason was, like his brother. They're different. But he didn't know of Chad being a pervert or that would do anything or have anything to do with, like, just can't see him doing such a thing.
And I don't see him covering up for nobody either, as far as anything like that.
So if somebody's talked, then he probably is talking. Then if he knows something, I'm guessing, hopefully, because I know he is in jail for drug crimes.
I mean, the camera showed him pulling in and stuff, and then Candace pulling in like 5 minutes later or something. But he didn't. You could see when she got out of the vehicle and stuff. You could see that the way the truck. Candace's truck had pulled in and stuff. You could see her get out in the bed of the truck, but you couldn't see the passenger door of it on the camera. So I don't know.
Dawn tried to take that little girl. Oh, the one that the grandfather caught him doing something weird.
The grandfather said that he heard the truck door shut and went out and seen Dawn trying to coax her to the truck. That's what the grandfather allowed, you know. That's why the mother went off and was putting it out there what Don had done. And then Don automatically comes to my house and complaining about it, you know. And then that's when he said a lot of MF and kids is going to start missing around here.
Wow. So basically, Don got pissed because
he got caught.
He got caught by the grandfather, and he came back and like and ranting to Fred for some freaking reason.
And see, the grandmother at that was the great grandfather's house where that was at, but the grandmother is one that lives in the camper that Cotton was found behind on Laurel Run.
Yeah, because this girl is this little girl was related to Cotton Simpson. But yeah, Don, like basically right after the incident had like he went down there to why did he come even down there to you like about that?
Just upset about it, acting like upset, mad because he got caught, I guess. And he was that little girl's mom they'd actually called law supposedly about it. So I don't know.
I wish we could FOIA that police report.
That's what was allowed, you know. That's what I was told the law enforcement was called about it.
And he was like, a lot of meffing kids are going to go missing because of it. Mm-hmm. Like, who says something like that, you know? Oh, I'm sorry, gossip. She met him, in my opinion. Oh, to bury Summer? Oh, gosh, I hope not. Chad Arnold burying Summer? That'd be... I don't think so. I hope not.
It's hard for me to believe that, you know.
I mean, he did.
But I mean, by what Chad told me, that Marlena was brought by Grandis that morning on the 15th back to their house. They dropped her and Journey off, is what Chad had told me.
What's Green Eye's name? I don't think I ever got his name. No, yeah, I did. Daryl. I don't know. I don't think I have his last name. I have pictures of him somewhere. He's from out of North Carolina. I think it was North Carolina or South Carolina, something
Pidgey
around there.
Said that she was on the phone with Dawn at one point during that, you know. But she got off the phone. Dawn had hung up with her. She told me that Dawn had got off the phone with her when he started talking to the grandfather.
She got off the phone once he started talking to the grandfather?
Yeah, that's what she told me. That Dawn had got off the phone with her when the conversation with the grandfather started.
Wow. Coggins?
But how do you have service around in that area? You know, that's what makes me wonder.
How did he have service?
Yeah, I mean, of course, up on top like that, up top the mountain where that is, you probably do have somewhat service. Because I went up there a lot of times to get service on top of the mountain along the road.
But that means like, yeah, I think he had AT&T.
But even still, AT&T, you didn't get out much. Because the tower that's down the creek next to Van Hill, he was just emergency 911 AT&T tower for the longest time till after Summer went missing. Then they converted it to regular calls. It was actually just a beaker for the 911.
Well,
I mean, just like a picture of that little girl and Summer, I mean, that I've seen, you know, their eyes and stuff. I mean,
mm-hmm.
way they hold their eyes open. I mean, like they both high or something. You know?
Yeah, their pupils.
Especially like in that summer they had the summer posted. You know.
Yeah.
With her eyes real big. I've got a picture of that little girl and her grandmother with the same, looking the same way.
Her grandmother, Betty Jo Simpson.
And she hangs out on Light Holler Road, first trailer on the left. So does Karen Ringfo. And supposedly somebody said Don was going to Light Holler to pick up drugs around that. I mean, in 2021, and the only one that was moving drugs in that holler was them. You know, at that trailer there at that time. And see, the woman lived there, worked through the Humane Society and stuff. Sullivan County, I think it was.
So Dawn filmed PG showed a video of Dawn and Candace filming a bunch of little kids playing.
Yeah, they was walking down the street and stuff. They showed the video of it. It was strange as fuck. They videoing them the whole time walking down the street, and then once that one people come out, they kind of turn the camera and kind of walk the other way.
Weird.
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
That was in town somewhere.
Oh, really? Chris, they were in Arkansas at the time. Yeah, that Arkansas trip was very, very, very strange and sus.
I just know it was showed like they was walking down the street like in a town somewhere. I didn't know where it was at. You know.
Right. Well, guys, we got to figure out something for dinner. Don't have anything right now, so we have to.
It's my fishing
time. And I have to pee. So it's a good time to stop.
I should have done.
And
I don't know why my phone not working.
Should.
Won't know. Close the app.
Oh, that's YouTube being glitchy. YouTube is sucky at times. Like they are trying to improve it. They try to improve it with these updates, but I guess it's just a trial and error thing. I want you to know if of that mom's 3 kids are okay. Oh, that mom with the 3 kids are okay. Oh, really? I mean, I didn't get into that story too much, but that's good. I hope they're okay, because that was a weird, odd situation as well.
Said she wanted to know, didn't she, if they was okay?
Oh, I want to know if the mom of 3 kids are okay. Oh, I thought you were saying I want you to know. Oh, I see what you guys are saying. I'm sorry. I don't know. I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything. That was like PG's whole thing. Really, she covered all that. That was very strange, though. All right, guys.